Hello, my loves. Last week, I gave you a little tease, which I'm not really prone to do. It's kind of a new thing in the podcast production where I'm letting you know what's coming, which is great for our nervous systems, except I don't like weird little, you got to do this in order to get this. But this was worth it. So I was really, I liked doing the tease, which is that today I'm going to tell you about a music festival and an ex-partner's mistress. Yeah, not mine, someone in my community. I have her permission to tell this story. So what we're getting into today with chapter 3 of Bless and Release is that blessing is the most excellent situation, medicine, response for balancing your nervous system. Let me just back up and give you the quick definition of a blessing, which you will be hearing for years to come now. A blessing is your focused, positive intention. And there are characteristics to blessings, which I'm going to unpack as we go on. One of them is that blessings are benevolent. You are only wishing the highest good for yourself and everybody involved. And that can only be good for one's nervous system. I'm going to jam with you today about what actually happens in your body, in your relationships, in your daily life when you are consistently blessing what's going up and what's going down instead of pushing it away. And more specifically, I'm going to tell you a story about Gina. Let me give you the background of this. Gina has been in the centered membership community for many years. And this remains one of my favorite moments, interacting and supporting people. We were talking about forgiveness. We, as in the community, this is one of the heart-to-heart calls that we do every month, and everybody's welcome to come in. It's such a beautiful space. It's like real-time learning. It's practical girlfriend, deep, honest spirituality. And we were talking about forgiveness. One of the women in the space stepped up and said, I'm really having a hard time forgiving my mother as she is getting ready to transition to pass away. And I really want to forgive her. And as happens when holistically minded, loving women get together, we all jump in and say, hey, I have something that might help you. And Gina raised her hand and said, can I tell you a story? And the preface, the reasoning for this was Gina was telling a story about forgiving someone that she never thought she would forgive, really felt like it was an unforgivable situation. And how a year before that, before she started doing the centering practice and really living, life as a super blesser, you could say, she would never have conceived of even having the capacity to be so forgiving. But she grew into being that person through focused positive intention, through bringing the pain and the unforgivable and the potential and the love more deeply into herself. All this to say, you could be Gina too. Your capacity to forgive will amaze you when you really start taking responsibility to be the healer. You're not the wound. You're the healer. You're not the problem. You may have created some of the problems, but you're not the problem. And all the solutions live within you. And so many times the solution to so many things is forgiving. All right, here we go, my loves. This is chapter 3 from Bless and Release. This is called Blessing Works. When you start working with your heart's intelligence, your whole way of living will shift for the better. It's just the way it goes. You will have energy for the things that you actually want to do. You will stop obsessing. No more mental replays of that conversation from months or years ago. You'll stop cataloging all the past resentments, and then your creativity will surge. You'll trust your ideas again and actually start the thing you've been wanting to do. You will stop bracing for impact. The constant tension of waiting for the other shoe to drop, for something bad to happen, practicing focus, positive intention builds deeper trust. You will stop managing other people's emotions. How exciting is this? I find this very exciting. All human interaction requires loving kindness and care, 100%. We know this. And some people require special handling for their sake and ours. But the constant walking on eggshells, being selective with our words, replaying conversations in our heads, over apologizing in an attempt to make it better, no. These are no-win behavior patterns. All this worrying about other people burns through our own energy reserves. We manage other people's emotions out of fear. Adults' emotions. It's our job to help children manage their emotions, but we manage other people's emotions out of fear of loss, rejection, or just having the same old argument again. And this is how the ego tries to protect itself. But it's exhausting, isn't it? When you filter your emotions through your heart, you build emotional resilience, blessing your worries, blessing your resentments, blessing your fears of abandonment, blessing all the beautiful longings makes you more courageous and flexible. You can honor someone else's discomfort while honoring your own. When you start working with your heart's intelligence, your capacity to forgive will amaze you. I've seen the centering practice work its way into people's lives in ways that surprised even them. I have a story to tell you. This is about Gina. While getting ready to rock out at a music festival with her girlfriends, Gina ran into the woman, the mistress, who had broken up her marriage. It was the kind of confrontation moment that could make you freeze, you know? And Gina told me when she walked up to me, I said to myself, okay, this is happening. And I took a deep breath into my heart and I breathed in the rainbow colors. And I was able to give that to her as we spoke. I stayed in my heart. So when she asked if I could forgive her, it was true when I said, I do forgive you. I also forgive my partner, but most of all, I forgive myself. And Gina went on to say, and that was the release for me, the forgiveness of myself. I never would have thought that was possible a year ago, but the blessing works. And Gina's girlfriend crew was like, are you okay? Well, she was more than okay. She hit the dance floor. Best release ritual ever. That's what happens when we do the daily inner work, dancing instead of drama. You get back into your body. Your sympathetic nervous system comes into balance. You breathe deeper. You sleep better. Your brain stops the 2 a.m. highlight reel of problems because you no longer see them as problems. You will feel grateful without forcing it. Appreciation happens naturally when you're not so busy being so pissed off. And more gratitude means more dopamine and other happiness chemicals streaming through your brain and your body. You will have more emotional intimacy in your life. You will pause instead of being immediately offended. You will get closer to the people you really like. When you're not carrying grudges or vibrating with resentment, you have so much more space in your life for real connection. New things will happen. Miraculous kinds of things involving new people and new opportunities. This is because the heart space is the nucleus of quantum creation. It operates beyond our usual frameworks. Every time you apply focused positive intention to something or someone, you tap into that power supply, the generator of miracles. You'll want for less, but know that so much more is possible. Releasing old stories relaxes the hungry ghost inside. When you're a blesser, you conduct more love, so you're no longer starving for it. I think I should say that again. When you are a blesser, you are conducting more love. You're no longer starving for that love. And you pour that blessing on every idea, every desire, and every connection. All this and more is waiting for you at daniellelaporte.com/bless. Please keep in mind that we are self-publishing this book and it is coming out first only on audio and digital. So go get your copy and tell your friends and get a link and tell more people. I'm so glad you're here. Always, always with love, Danielle.